Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Starsector. So this video is going to be about outfitting a heavy cruiser. We basically did some salvaging and came across this, very nice heavy cruiser. This is the largest ship I have come across so far. As we can see here, it has 190 ordnance points. The cruiser I started out with only had 155. So this is a pretty big deal for my little fleet here, as that's a lot of ordnance points to spread around. It's a cruiser size ship, so that gives us access to some more equipment, some bigger stuff, but of course, everything costs more. This ship also has some damaged components on it, as four damaged modules. So we are going to have to account for those. We did get some other ships in that salvage run, like this one we're just going to sell. It really wasn't adding much value, and crew is going to be a concern here. So we get two kind of medium or two bigger hard points right there in the front that we'll get to outfit. Has a whole bunch of small ballistic hard points, but as I was saying, my flagship right now only had 150 some ordnance points. So we're going to be able to do quite a bit with this guy right here. We're going to customize it instead of using a generic build template, because, where's the fun in not doing it yourself? We're also just going to go with legal goods. I went to a military world just because I am commissioned in the hegemony, a military, so that gives me access to some decent gear, some decent non-civilian grade stuff. So we're going to go with mainly point defense around the rear of the ship, and the front of the ship will have, as you can see here, we're loading it up with some more of the offensive weapons. So there are three medium missile hardpoints, which I'm initially going to go with Annihilator rockets on those. I'm not too sure about that though. I might change that, and there are some drawbacks to Annihilators, but I figure in a fleet battle, uh, having those extra rockets out there to overwhelm the enemy's point defense and things like that would be valuable. And we're going to go with we're not going to go with the 18 ordnance point weapon there, just because there's only one of them available. I like symmetry, so I definitely want to have some sort of symmetrical weapons loadout on this guy. So we went with the autocannons instead, which were less amounts of ordnance points, so that'll leave us more to add hull modules and capacitors and vents and things like that. Okay, so ship is starting to turn out nicely. Once we're done outfitting the ship here, we will go ahead and run it in a simulation to see how it does. I can't wait to get this sucker in a battle. So after this, I'll probably see if there's any bounties available and try to go get in some trouble and see how this guy performs in real life. All right, so now we're going to start adding our hull modules. Reinforced bulkheads is always important, as it helps make the ship recoverable in case you lose it, instead of just having it be in blast to bits. We also want to make sure we have enough flux to power the shields. I'm going to try it out with heavy armor, since it does have reduced armor. It's got a lot of hull strength, so it's kind of, if you think to EVE Online. It could maybe hull tank a bit. I don't know if that's a thing in this game or not. I haven't really tried it. I don't imagine things hitting your hull is good for the systems inside, but that's just a guess on my part. So we'll add a few more mods here. As always, you can pick these mods up in salvage. You can buy them at stations. So it's always good to collect so you have more options. The enhanced targeting core is really cool. It extends the range of our ballistic weapons. So that is a very valuable mod to have on. It's only good for cruiser and capital ships. So uh, this is a ballistic ship, so having those on it will help us immensely, I think, as it affects a lot of different weapon systems that we're bringing on here. So the shields on this ship are only kind of in the front arc, which is one reason why I kind of heavily fortified the rear with point defense to try to stop any missiles from coming in and hitting us from behind. All right, let's run a simulation here. We're just going to start out with a frigate, a simple frigate to see kind of what happens. I'm going to put the ship in autopilot, and that's kind of I like to do the battles that way anyway. It makes things kind of even. So AI versus AI. Ship looks pretty cool. A lot of engine burn, and there's the frigate. We can already see that we are having a tough time turning. That frigate is able to move pretty quickly, which, as you'd expect, a frigate should be more maneuverable than our cruiser. We are still laying damage down on it. However, it is easily able to kind of get out of the way. It's not really able to do much damage to us either. But you could see it kind of just fly in circles around it, and now it got behind us. So this is the kind of situation we don't want to have happen. The frigate got behind us. We turned very slowly, and this frigate can kind of pick us apart. Now, still not doing much damage, and it's not using really many missiles. So our point defense isn't all that helpful. Well, it hit us there, but yeah. So we need to do a little redesign here. There is a thruster enhanced maneuverability mod that let's go on and let's throw that on there to see if that helps us deal with the speed and maneuverability of that frigate a little better. We want to at least try to keep our front 180 degrees somewhat on that frigate so we can lay down some fire. Not 180 degrees exactly, but we want some of our weapon arcs to be on it rather than it getting behind us. Alternatively, we could put some weapons on our rear, but that's not really what I want to do with this ship. So let's see how it does with better maneuverability. All right, I think it already looks like we are able to turn a bit better than before. So that is definitely a plus. Let's see. Let's make sure. Yeah, so we're turning. We are turning faster. It's still a bit maneuverable, but we're able to catch up to it quicker. And we do have some side weapons that are able to lay down some fire on it. So I think the adding the maneuverability to it was a good idea. It definitely can't take the direct fire from us. It would go down pretty quickly if its engines or thrusters were to fail. Let's go in and try against a little larger target now. So we're going to pick out a destroyer here and see how we do against it. Now, destroyers still a little smaller, still more maneuverable, but not as maneuverable as a freighter. So we should be able to take this out pretty quickly. Let's see. Yeah, we are able to land a lot more shots. Now, those Annihilator rockets are missing a lot because the destroyer's moving, and that's one of the downsides with them. So I may consider some other options there, but when we do get uh, uh, them on a target, they can really eat up its shields and point defense and all sorts of things. So as you can see, this destroyer is not having a good day. Its shields aren't able to keep up with the firepower we're putting on it, and it likely will not survive this battle. I feel bad about all that space pollution we're doing with those Annihilator rockets that are mostly missing, but we'll have to see how they fare in a real battle, I think. So yeah, this ship is nearly dead. Yeah, we are. It is taking a beating. We do have to uh, manage our flux, but that's okay. The flux takes a little longer than I'd like, so we'll maybe can make some improvements to that. Right, so we are engaging that ship does have some nice kind of Merv type weapon are that we can't really handle very well, but it's not doing much damage either, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, this guy's hull is falling. The shields can't keep up. Next volley or two should mean the end of this destroyer. But this is a cool ship. We'll have to see how it plays out in a real battle, which I hope to get into soon. Maybe I'll go find uh, some fun to get into with it. All right, this looks like the end for this destroyer. Let's see that explosion. Boom. Very nice. So the ship's decently kitted. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful.